What is going on, everyone? Matthew97657 here, and today we are back with yet another figure unboxing and review. And as the title and thumbnail suggests, it's going to be a double review. This is going to be the Godzilla store exclusive Godzilla 1974 and the Shin Godzilla ORTHOclimax Bandai Movie Monster series. So with that being said, nothing more to it than to get on right on into it. And you're like, Matt, where's the box? Well, the box is here and it's open. So apologies on my end. I actually thought this was the Godzilla Evolved box, and I was going to open that up because it comes in the other box. But no, it was this one. So how funny, right? But anyways, this is from the Godzilla Store Japan, and we're just going to go ahead and open it up. Still got all the packaging in there, as you can see. And, you know, it's just as simple as this. Just both of the Bandai figures here, and then just kind of like the little mailer. So that is cool. So let's go ahead and start off with the Shin Godzilla. Only because I'm wearing the shirt for it. Actually, there's a lot of comparisons, so let's go ahead and do the 74. Ta-da! All right, here it is, the Godzilla Store exclusive Bandai Movie Monster series, Godzilla from Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. And here is that tag, which is awesome. Ooh, that's nice. I like the coloration there. So very cool. Here is the suit itself. I'm not sure if mine has a warp, or if that's just kind of the way they designed it to be, kind of with that kind of like lean effect, if you will. So I don't know. I really don't know. Let me look at it at first glance. No, I think that's just the way they made it. It looks like it has that lean, unless it just kind of like got warped on this end. But I really think that's how they designed it. But in terms of articulation, you know, it's what you expect, just the arms, and then you do have some leg articulation as well. So outside of that, I mean, it's really just kind of like a suit to figure translation, if you will. I'm just going to adjust the light just a little bit. And, you know, I think it looks good. You know, it looks fair. You know, the eyes look good. The mouth looks good. The claws look good. The dorsal plates look good. They kind of have just like a really silvery finish. That's really about it. I would say the mold looks fine. You know, that's really it in terms of Bandai. So let's go ahead and do our quick comparisons. Let's go ahead and do the 75 suit in comparison. And you can tell immediately that the 75 does kind of have like a darker coat, if you will. Just there you go. So that's a pretty good comparison there. The 75 does have a darker coat, and then outside of that, just some different highlights of kind of like this greenish, if you will. And compared to the 74, I think it does have a little bit more to it, in my honest opinion. I mean, you can see it there, but it looks a lot more prominent within the 75 figure. And even then, look, it looks like both of them do have that kind of like lean effect. So I think that's what they're going for, if I'm being honest. Let's go ahead and do the 75 Mechagodzilla heavy paint version, I believe it's called, or all-out attack. Usually they give these a really unique name, but they're more or less just kind of like really accurate representations of them. Besides this one, this is like the teal green one they went with. Once again, this is still a 75 suit. This is an older release, 2018 or 17 if I'm correct. Just a quick comparison between our figures. And then to wrap it up with the Terror of Mechagodzilla figures, I mean, we're not even in this movie. We're still in the Terror of Mechagodzilla range. We have Titanosaurus, Godzilla Store exclusive, which is awesome. I really love this figure. Awesome, love it. All right, and then the only other exclusive 74 figure we have is the Flying Mechagodzilla, which kind of just does that. So it's a shame we really didn't get like a retro color one where they made it like really vibrant, because those are usually the ones I kind of like. But it's still cool to get an iteration of Mechagodzilla for the anniversary year. So that really is about it for the comparisons of the 1974 Godzilla, which was awesome. No King Caesar, unfortunately. Hopefully they decide to make it a year later, but hopefully they decide to do some form of exclusive with that. Moving on towards our Shin Godzilla here. Oh, ta-da! There it is. So this is the ORTHOchromatic ORTHOclimax Bandai Movie Monster series Shin Godzilla, and the feet are a little warped, so apologies on that end. But look at the tag; it's just straight up the movie poster, but in black and white. Really interesting. I'm surprised they didn't go with, you know, this shot this is from. the inner tag and then the outer tag. So once again, this is the ORTHOclimax version, which is obviously depicting Shin Godzilla using the heat ray or the atomic breath with the orthochromatic coloration, which, you know, it works. I haven't seen the movie, if I'm being honest. I haven't seen the orthochromatic version of Shin Godzilla, but I'm sure this figure is encapsulating this moment in the film well. So outside of that, articulation-wise, I mean, Shin's not going to have too much, so we have a little bit within the arms that you can kind of go around. On the legs, you can come around all the way, and I want to say that's about it. There's no mouth articulation, obviously, and there's no tail articulation. It's just those two there. Paint-wise, I would say it looks pretty fair. I think maybe with the light, it probably shines a little bit better, kind of like that, especially with black and white. But, you know, I like it. I'm not going to wholeheartedly complain. Was it a release we needed? Probably not, if I'm being honest, but it's still pretty cool to have. Just, I guess, a memento from that specific film. Dang, you can definitely see the warp between the arms. Let me see if I can fix that a little. Does that look weird? No. So, all right, get ready. We have about like 9 or 10 Shin Godzillas to go through. So first, we'll go through the Climax version Shin Godzilla in no particular order. So we'll go ahead and start with the hot pink one, which is pretty cool. I guess going for that kind of like thermal coloration, if I had to guess. But there is our first Climax Shin. Next up, we have the heavy paint version, which is essentially the repaint, I believe, just giving an access to the first general release, and you can see the repaint, beautiful. I absolutely love this figure, so good. All right, next up, we do have, I think this is it actually, the last Climax version. There's not as many as I remembered. This is the original release for the Climax Shin, and you can just see it's a lot more translucent compared to the heavy paint version. Both releases are good. Love both of them. Absolutely love this mold. My honest opinion. And so kind of going down the line, let's go ahead and start doing just the general 2016 mold. This is the Taiwan exhibit exclusive, if I'm correct, with the very nice purple coloration. Next up, we do have the theater exclusive Shin from Japan. Oh. Obviously, they are different molds, but I just love doing the million Shin Godzillas we have just because it's really funny. All right. Next up is the Godzilla Store exclusive Shin Godzilla. All right. Next up is the USJ collaboration with Universal Studios Japan. Beautiful color. Got this one at G-Fest. One of my favorites. Next up, let's go ahead and do the White Day Moon White, or I think it's Moon Pearl Shin Godzilla. Very beautiful, just straight up white Shin Godzilla. I know it got criticized a lot when it came out, but I think this one's actually pretty hard to find nowadays. Let's go ahead and do the statue that they have in... Don't remember. I'm not going to try to act like I know it, so I apologize. But a figure based off the IRL statue in Japan, obviously depicting Shin Godzilla. And then next up, this is the Godzilla Evangelion crossover from Universal Studios Japan. Definitely a really nice figure. I think it's pretty underrated, but yeah. And lastly, to round about it all home, let's go ahead and actually do the other orthochromatic Shin Godzillas. So I made us wait the entire time just to get to it. This is Kamada-kun. Next up, we have Shinagawa-kun. I absolutely love the dark coloration on this figure. It is like so dark, and I just love it so much. I don't know, just me, maybe not. And lastly, to round about everything here, this is the ORTHOchromatic Shin Godzilla, just kind of like the normal base form. So now we have the normal version and then the ORTHOclimax version, which I think, you know, they look pretty nice next to one another, if I'm being 100%. But yeah, that really is going to wrap it up. Truthfully, I just wanted to make it a dual review because I bought both of them at the same time to try and save on shipping, especially considering the 74 came out first and then the ORTHOclimax came out second. I just wanted to save up on shipping just because, you know, it definitely can get you here and there. So, yep, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for our duo review. So I do appreciate you if you made it to the end. In terms of what's next, I do have, if you didn't check out the previous video, go ahead and check out the Godzilla Evolved Monster Arts. And then next up, we do have the Earth Garon kind of like special kits. It's a long title, but it's the kit with the mod kit for Earth Garon. So that will be the next video up. And yeah, so it's been quite an eventful day recording for me here. I've recorded quite a bit. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of both of our Bandais here. We've got quite a bit coming out with Godzilla Day. I'll kind of do a quick recap for the Bandais. So there's a new series where it's kind of like the posing series. I think that's what they're calling it. Starting off with Invasion of the Astro Monster, Godzilla, and this infamous scene with Godzilla dancing. And then the poster version of Godzilla -1. Outside of that, there's the 5-box, I forget what they called it, 5-get box, I believe. It comes with, let's see if I remember. I think it comes with Mechagodzilla 74, Kamacuras, Scabra, Anguirus, and did I already say Kamacuras? Oh, I'm blanking. No, I'm blanking on the last monster, but there is another monster in there. Dang, I can't remember. The movie monster series that did win the figure poll was indeed the Giant Condor, which was kind of a meme troll pick. I did vote for the Giant Condor, if I'm being 100% honest. I just would have loved to have seen it. But so congrats to all of us that voted for that monster. And then lastly, the Godzilla the Art. I do believe it's the 68 mold that they're using, and it's kind of like a really vibrant green with some gray paint apps. So I want to say I covered all the Bandais off the top of my head from the Godzilla Day live stream that they had. And I want to say that's about it. I know there's a tease for a new line, something with Destroya, apparently. So we'll have to see what happens. I'm not sure if I want to fully dive into all these new lines, simply because, you know, I just love the like exclusive ones that, you know, aren't really that normalized, I guess, if you will. So with that being said, hopefully I covered everything, and yeah, I will continue to provide more content within the future. So with that being said, I will see you guys within the next video. See ya!